Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto. Thanks for joining me once again today. So we're still stuck in this bear flag in Bitcoin. I've seen a lot of videos out there, guys, just looking, people think it's bullish, it's going up. Um, I don't see what they see in these charts. If anyone can point that out to me, I'll be happy and would like to entertain an alternate possibility outside of that we're just going to continue this downtrend. But as of right now, I there's no evidence to the contrary that we're going higher. There's no technical evidence that I see. The only thing really bullish here is that we're living above the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. That's really the only bullish thing that I can see. And we are living above it, albeit just by a scant amount of dollars. There's just not a lot of bullish action here. So a bit of a weaker day today. We had kind of a doji day, a day of indecision, which makes sense. We're in a base. You don't expect there to be massive movements. So lower volume, still lower than average. Volume starting to decline a little bit more after these massive sell bars over here. So maybe we need a couple more days of low volume before we start to sell off. I'm not sure exactly. Like I said in my last video, I would anticipate this to take another day or so before this sells off. And I really wouldn't get too caught up in trading this, to be quite frank with you. I actually tried to do that. I tried to take a couple trades, and I thought we were going to fail because we were living right on the bottom of this trend line. So later last night, after I posted my video, we actually popped up here on some pretty good volume. I thought that was going to continue. However, it did not. It didn't get very high at all, and then it just sold off. And then we have a series of lower highs here. Just a series of lower highs. And then we put in kind of a weird inverse head and shoulders pattern. Just conflicting patterns all over the place, guys. So be on the defensive. Don't be on the offensive in here. I got caught up in a couple of fake moves to the downside. So very choppy markets. Just stay away. Just stay away. If you're going to play this to the long side, understand where your entry is, understand where your stop is, and really try to pick very high quality entry points. Don't willy-nilly trade this because you're just asking to be stopped out. You're literally begging to give the market money. That's quite frankly what these types of markets do to you. Unless you're just exceptionally good at trading all of these individual bounces, which most of these only occurred in a number of minutes, and then they instantly stopped buying and then just proceeded to sell off. So like I said, choppy market here. Living towards the bottom of this channel is bearish. However, a flurry of buying volume is bullish. Definitely there's a battle happening here. There's a battle happening, and I don't think most of us have the type of money that it takes to actually wage that battle effectively. So just stand on the sidelines unless you want to get caught up in the blitzkrieg that is an insanely choppy market. That would be my advice. So if you want to trade to the short side, wait for a very clear short, a very clear short signal. Maybe even short a little, lower in the pattern than you normally would. If you're going to trade it to the buy side, definitely make sure that you have a very good buy point. You adhere to that buy point. You have volume going on your side. But in either direction, so far, taking profits quickly has been paramount. Very, very, very paramount. So if you're stuck in these choppy markets, guys, yeah, just don't trade. Really don't trade. And don't anticipate the moves. Don't do anything. Okay? Let the market work itself out. It's your job to listen to the market. It isn't your job to make the market move, okay? You're not going to be able to do that. Market's going to do what it's going to do. Okay, so that's pretty much Bitcoin in a nutshell. I want to point out NEM again. I'm really fascinated with NEM's astonishing movement. Very high volume, very good price action. Like I said, actually down here towards the 4,000 Satoshi level, we talked about that in this flag on Sunday, and about the 4,000 level was your breakout point. Maybe get up to these moving averages. We're already here. Man, NEM's on fire. Something's going on there, guys. Something's going on there. And wait for a nice base to catch this thing on, or a nice dip. there's a big possibility that this does continue higher for a little while here. So this is NEM BTC. Let's see if I can find a dollar chart. Here we go. NEM US dollar. So NEM against the US dollar, yeah, retraced all the way back down, into this prior high, and then it's been bouncing up ever since. Let's see what we got going on here. Big volume there. Okay. This is a very interesting volume flurry right here on NEM. I haven't looked at this chart before. But as you can see, NEM retraced all the way back down to the, like, all the way to the original breakout point. That is insane. That is a full retrace of the move. We haven't seen this in many of the coins. This is a full retrace going back to December before everything got bearish. I mean, just for example, let's take a look at NEO and what it would look like if it did a full retrace. So it would have to retrace all the way down to the $44 level. You're talking a 50% decrease in NEO versus NEM has already retraced that entire amount. So while technically that's bearish, the fact that it had retraced all the way down, you are getting a little bit of a bargain, people bargain hunting right here. So it could be coming up to some resistance, at least on the dollar chart, testing this area right here. We'll see what happens, but overall NEM looking really good, and especially against Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin tanks, I mean, obviously this NEM Bitcoin chart's just going to jump up like crazy. So very interesting action there. Most of the other altcoins, Ethereum, Litecoin, not doing a whole lot. Ethereum still going sideways, waiting for Bitcoin to drop or rise. And even this is living low in this pattern here, just kind of waiting for it's kind of waiting for things, for the next shoe to drop, if you will. Let's take a look at Litecoin here. So Litecoin, after breaking down from the symmetrical triangle, not putting in a bad, I don't not like this overall pattern. It is kind of a more subdued sell-off than some of the other coins, but overall not looking super good here. Looking similar to Ethereum, similar to Bitcoin in terms of this drop. However, it's living higher versus where Ethereum's living lower and Bitcoin's living lower. So like I said on my Sunday video, my weekly recap, it doesn't necessarily look super bearish. But I'm sure if Bitcoin sells off, Litecoin will probably sell off as well. All right, so finishing up on Bitcoin here. Going forward, the plan is really just to wait for a confirmation, one side or the other. It's going to have to break out of this channel, whether you call it a channel or a bear flag, doesn't matter to me. But you want to wait for the confirmation. When you have a market that's looking very bearish, you don't want to take liberties with trading. You want to take very deliberate trades, have a defined entry, a defined exit, and if the market moves against you or against your trading plan, you have to respect that wholeheartedly. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Thank you very much. Go ahead and catch me tomorrow at the Real Crypto Power Hour. We're going to start that at 9 o'clock as usual, and we're doing that all week this week on the channel, live streaming at 9 a.m. Arizona time, which now is the same as Pacific Standard Time. So maybe make things a little bit easier this week. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.